There's
You
a
came looking for a
company.
light beer,
That's just some
and you
weird
found
allegations
gold.
against Schedule
Modelo Oro, the light beer with a smooth, elevated taste. Perfect for those who demand the...
I often get told how negative I am, but I think we
I
can
love
all
the
agree there's
negativity, especially that one time you came on cam. You said, "Never mind."
been a little something special that's made this Grinch's heart grow 3 sizes. And that little puppy is named Schedule 1. I haven't streamed a game this much since Elden Ring released, and I haven't made this many videos on a single game since Elden Ring released. It's pretty clear I like the game a lot. I got those anime hearts in my eyes anytime I hop on Schedule 1. I've become addicted to it, much like my clients in the game itself. Like, I feel like I'm making lifelong friends in there through this business, like Austin. That beautiful bastard is such a fiend. I could roll up a urinal cake and tell him that it's weed and he'd thank me for it. I could walk up to that man and tell him to think about meth, and he would pay me $500 just for the imagination that I put in his head for him to smoke. It's just such a fun fucking game is the point I'm getting at, and I like it a lot. And right now, it's in a little bit of legal hot water because a competitor in the drug dealing simulator space is launching a lawsuit against them for copyright infringement. The goobers that launched the lawsuit are Movie Games, that's the publisher, and the game that they're saying has been infringed upon is Drug Dealer Simulator, which also has a sequel. And you can see that in response to them launching this lawsuit again.
Going with this, I played Drug Dealer Simulator. Like, I played this before. It's nowhere, shape, form the same as Schedule 1. Let me tell you about Drug Dealer Simulator. When I was playing that, I do want to say I was relatively new to gaming when I did try it out. I will say I was relatively new. I didn't know much about controls and or playing with keyboard, okay? So factor that in with the game itself. It was okay, but it was like good. I was always getting arrested. The UK police was always arresting me. I was getting arrested. I didn't know how to mix the drugs, cook the drugs. I couldn't really find it or whatnot, but yeah, it didn't have like... On the Schedule 1, it has a compass at the top of your screen. And it will show icons and figures for destinations, like for drug meetups, pickups and drop-offs, money locations, and warehouses, and, of course, your trap house, or the place you reside at and do all your work. Drug Dealer doesn't have that. Then the graphics is way better. Then when people do take your drugs in Drug Dealer Simulator, you don't see the effects happen to them. Like, nothing changes with them. They just take the drug and they don't even smoke it. They just put it in their pocket. On top of that, the people, I never seen them move. Like, when I hear the alarm blare for it to be curfew on Drug Dealer Simulator, that's when the people go back home. And that as soon as the sun come up, it's people outside. Like, even the people that haven't like gotten to achieve a level 2 to serve to. So there's a lot of differences in it. I can see why and where they're a little salty. But I mean, you had plenty of ample time and opportunity to fix your game up and get it right. You're just mad because they did their thing. Now, if you better come back. And then you have overwhelmingly negative comments. Overwhelmingly. I wasn't one of them though.
Against Schedule 1, they've been review bombed and now the reviews are overwhelmingly negative. We'll get into the specifics of their claims in a moment, but I want to set the stage for anyone that might not be aware of the phenomenon that is Schedule 1. It's a drug dealing simulator game that was created by a single person. His name's Tyler Video Game Studio. He developed Schedule 1 and launched it, and it blew up. The game is extremely fun. It maintains over 300,000 players per day with a 450
Tyler got rich overnight, bro.
This is big potatoes here. And it's an extremely fun game. I have been a big fan of the drug dealing simulator type games for a while. You might remember my Weed Shop arc. I've also played Drug Dealer Simulator, and I can say with full confidence, Schedule 1 is the best one. It has so much depth. It is so enjoyable, just with like the goofiness that it allows you to do, as well as a world that really feels alive. And there's so much you do in there, from actually selling the drugs, hiring dealers, beating up the civilians, specifically Peter, every 24 hours.
And I think, if I'm not mistaken, drug dealer. See, Drug Dealer Simulator 1 is the ones that's... I feel like Drug Dealer Simulator 2 was created by them, but... Yeah, no. Let's not have a multiplayer like that.
Hour period, I make sure that Peter is either beaten within half an inch of his life, shot as many times as I can possibly find ammo for, or buried alive or thrown in the ocean. And you know, just as many times as I can torture this man, I make sure to take that opportunity to do so. He deserves it. But there's just a lot to do, even outside of like dealing the drugs. Like the movement is really fun. There's a lot of tech to even just movement with the skateboard. You can also launder money. You need to launder money, actually. It's just, there's so much here. You go from weed to...
Way more detail. It's way more things and tasks to do, so it makes the game longer. Makes it more fun. And there's like always new things and new reactions to the people. Always an infinite amount of combinations that you can do. You can alter your prices. You can if you don't have a certain strain or what they're looking for in stock, you can offer them something else that has a similar traits or characteristics that they're looking for. It also shows you the stats to the people that you walk up to that you know or don't know, and they'll tell you, oh, they like feeling energetic, or they like feeling sleepy, or they like the nausea feeling, and then you can incorporate, you know, it's way better. And then you have a form of transportation. You can buy a car, you can buy a skateboard. You unlock towns too. You can travel. So right now I have the downtown, and I got docks. I'm trying to unlock suburbia. It's different things, and then you unlock drugs by the level. It's not like on Drug Dealer Simulator. You can actually, like, if you have the money, you can get everything that you need right then and there. So it's like, if you one of those people that can hack a mod, you can just hack a mod the game and just do what you want. But yeah, it's not like you can upgrade your sense of living or anything like that. As far as I've seen, as far as I played, because again, it was like a very long time ago. I played it when it was like it just came out. So.
The meth to coke, like I'm now in the coke trade. I'm pushing that good cocaina now, and I'm really excited. I just think the game is the best drug dealing simulator out there, which is not like the most competitive market. You know, we're not talking about like a first person shooter genre here. You're dealing drugs. There's only a handful of these games, and one of them, Drug Dealer Simulators, getting in a big stink about the success Schedule 1 is experiencing because its title never got to those levels. I think Drug Dealer Simulator was a fine game, but Schedule 1 is just a lot better, and it ate its goddamn lunch. And they are...
And it has, like, I ain't gonna lie, colorful games and the art style is very, very important in what attracts the eye and get the audience and the crowd going. It was very, like, gritty. You saw in the beginning of the clip, it's not like it's colorful.
Fine game, but Schedule 1 is just a lot better, and it ate its goddamn lunch. And they are not happy about it, which is why they've launched this lawsuit trying to make the claim that they've infringed on their copyrights. According to Movie Games, they noticed some similarities to Drug Dealer Simulator and launched an investigation. On March 24th, 2025, the
only similarities they have is that you're a drug dealer. That's about it.
Release date of Schedule 1, an internal analysis of the company's IP, including Drug Dealer Simulator and Drug Dealer Simulator 2, as well as Schedule 1 project, was initiated by the company. This analysis immediately identified the use of several elements protected by copyright, including parts of the game's storyline, mechanics, and UI.
I don't think Drug Dealer Simulator, I might have to run that game back just for point. Drug Dealer Simulator, I don't recall my character having a storyline. Like, on Schedule 1, when I first loaded into the game, it was a prologue of, like, it showed, like, foreshadowing what happened. Basically, I was with my uncle. I was living with him in the RV in his front yard. I was pushing, you know, grass in the small town that I was in. Then, I went in the RV. I went to sleep, woke up to a raid. I had to hurry up, drive off. My Uncle Nelson, he's in the wheelchair now. He's in prison, and I had to flee to another town. And I had to start all over there and, you know, open up an operation, get this money going, you know, keep it going in Uncle Nelson's name. Now, I do get freaking calls from my Uncle Nelson. That's the storyline for Schedule 1. Drug Dealer Simulator doesn't have any storyline as far as I'm concerned.
Hi. This leaves me so curious what copyrights they're referring to that have been infringed upon. Like, who's behind this company? Pablo Escobar? How could you possibly own the copyright to drug making? Like, there's just no fucking way.
Yeah.
Like, they have a weed making process in the real world
yeah. That's like, Nigga saying he invented the legalization of cannabis out here.
that gets translated into the game in a silly fashion. You can't patent that. Like, Warner Bros. Has patented the Nemesis system, which I've talked about a lot. I've bemoaned that pretty frequently, but that's a very specific mechanic. This is not. You can't somehow say, like, no, we are the only company allowed to showcase.
They're gonna try to go bankrupt in court, going back and forth in court. It's crazy.
Coke being manufactured or being sold on the street. Like, it just doesn't work that way, I don't think. How do you possibly copyright that? It's just another game in the same genre, thus it's going to be utilizing similar methods because you're still making the same drugs in the genre. Like, very few companies ever go this far. Like, take, for example, Souls-like games, which have become the new hotness. Souls-like games are spreading like the fucking common cold. Let's take, for example, a really good one, Lies of P. Well, Lies of P didn't invent the Souls-like genre. It borrowed a lot of elements from everything FromSoft had built up over the decades. And you didn't see FromSoft sue Lies of P, and you don't see FromSoft suing Neo or First Berserker or any other really successful Souls-like games. Like, this is just a silly lawsuit, in my opinion. And unless they can point to things that Schedule 1 literally stole from Drug Simulator, like one-to-one, then I just don't see how they could possibly have a fucking case. And they also mentioned that the storylines... What do you mean the story? The story in Schedule 1 is you were making weed in an RV, your Uncle Nelson got busted, so you ran away, now you're in a city making weed. Which, as you grow your business, you start to branch out beyond Weenie Hut Jr. weed, and you start manufacturing and selling meth and coke and all the good stuff, the bells and whistles. That's the whole drug dealer sim. You get Eddie on your phone. But you can't possibly copyright the phone mechanic here because so many games do that outside of just these two. You're going to have to...
They're going off the fact that they both got an Eddie. Eddie is a drug dealer name in every world, every movie.
Rockstar Games next for their usage of phones in GTA? Like, it's ridiculous. Like, there's not anything narratively that I can find that's even similar between these two games, other than you start making drugs and selling them on the street. Now, if we want to get into some really nitpicky specifics that I feel like is probably going to be mentioned in this lawsuit, there are things in Drug Dealer Simulator that are similar in Schedule 1, such as the way you save the game. So in Drug Dealer Sim, you save the game here, like you'll see in Markiplier's Let's Play. In Schedule 1, you save in a similar way in the doorways. So those two things are similar, but there's no way you fucking copyright that. I have seen that exact same method of saving games.
I've done that in that creepypasta game I played. What was that game called? It was something. I was like traveling through these tunnels. We had to collect objects. It was me, Creative, Ruby, and couple. We kept getting caught by the Slender Man, and we had to save or resuscitate on these wall panels in the archway, in the stone archways. Yeah, I think Schedule 1 is a great game. I feel like Drug Dealer Simulator they hurt. They hurt right now. They hurt. And also, I agree with this comment. I can't place my finger on it, but there's something so incredibly hilarious about a lawsuit over a game about doing illegal things. Because you want to legally... Your dad just came home with a BBL. Does it smell? If he got a BBL, he got a BBL. Just embrace it. You got a one-of-a-kind dad. Ain't nobody gonna have a thick booty dad like you. I'm sorry. I don't know what to say. I don't know how to feel either. Probably just look at it, look away, ask him why. This sounds like a South Park skit. It does sound like a South Park skit. I really can't believe that they really trying to do that. I think it is going to flop in court and they are going to be in more debt, but that's just about that. That's it. Let me know what you guys think. Do you like Drug Dealer Simulator? Do you like Schedule 1? Do you think this is a bunch of bullock and baloney?